Joe, that was a difficult loss. It looked like towards the end of the game the home advantage would kind of get us over the line, but it didn't come that way.
No, it was a frustrating night. I think Ulster deserved the win in the end, and we just have to take that on the chin. I think they played a lot better than we did for 70 minutes, and that allowed them to get the 2 tries they did. And we were a little bit frustrated when the last scrum went down, but those things happen, and it was in the 85th minute. If I was George Clancy, I was probably pretty keen to get off the park as well and let it play through. So, it was a frustrating night. It's a frustrating night because I think it means that our opportunity to have a Pro 12 semi-final in the RDS has slipped out of our control. It may still happen, but we'd have to perform really well and someone else slip up now. So that's a major frustration for us.
And looking into the week then, ahead, playing against Wasps, what's your knowledge of them?
Obviously we've had a look at a fair bit of footage. I know some of their players from having coached against them before. And
is that Claremont?
Yeah, with
Claremont.
Yeah. We were in the same Heineken Cup group, but there's been a massive flush out since then. There's not too many of them left since that day. Since those days, I think Tom Palmer might have been there, and then maybe Tim Payne. Not too many others really. There's it was the days of Dalalio and Danny Cipriani was catching headlines and a few others. Now they're a really workmanlike team with some particularly talented individuals. I think the 2 wingers have scored 55% of their tries so far. They've scored 12 and 10 respectively. They lead the try scoring charts in the Premiership comfortably, and they have got unbelievable pace. So they'll be a real danger. I think Andrea Massi, a lot of people saw him playing for Italy in the Six Nations at fullback. He plays in the midfield for them, along with guys like Chris Bell and Elliot Daly, who've been really good for them. And Stephen Jones is a guy I know pretty well from Scarlets.
Well, what about the size of the pitch? They still scored a lot of tries, but the pitch isn't that big, is it?
No, it's a soccer pitch. It is fairly tight, but
which makes it interesting that they score so many wing tries.
Yeah, that's how fast they are. They don't need too much room, and that's going to be a real challenge for us. We're going to have to be really on our mettle and not offer them too much time and space. And at the same time, on a tight pitch, you're going to have to be really accurate at ruck and when you're carrying, because everything's just a little bit more squeezed up and competitive. And
then just a lot of contractual settlements over the last little while, all announced really at one stage. So Quinn Rue, for instance, taken on a bit longer, and a few others. Can you talk to us a little bit about those? Yeah,
there's 23 contracts that we've just released, but some of those are 2 or 3 months old. We don't tend to announce them all until this time of the season, just because we don't want the distraction, and we're pretty comfortable in talking to the players. A few of them have had offers elsewhere and have had better offers elsewhere financially, and some of them have taken those, and some of them have stayed on lesser contracts just because they enjoy the environment and they want to stay competitive, and they're Dublin or Westmead or Carlo or Tullow or they're from the region and they really want to stay here, and I think that's a real positive for us.
Then just finally, the Amlin and its status and the state of play then with Leinster. The Amlin is obviously the next best thing.
Yeah, I think if we could get a 4th European trophy in 5 years, I think that would be hard to match. I think we're disappointed we missed out by the skinniest of margins, but that's something that you put yourself at risk of happening when you lose a couple of games, as we did in the back-to-backs to what was a massive Claremont side, and I still think they'll be very, very tough to beat in the top league. For us, the Amlin is going to be very, very, very competitive. Toulouse are in there; they've won 4 Heinekens. We've won 3. Wasps have won a couple. I think Gloucester are the only team who haven't played in the Heineken Cup final of all the teams in the Amlin. So I think to put that into context, it's a really great competition to be in.
And you're going to need all 600 supporters who are travelling, I believe, this weekend.
Yeah, 600, and any who live in London, if they watch this on the web and want to get along, we'd be delighted to hear them.
Best luck.
Cheers, thanks.